Thank you very much. I'm with Steve Phillips and Cliff Floyd. This is the grand finale of the 2026 edition of the Top 100 Players right now. And we know it's not breaking news who's at the top. Ohtani, Judge or Ohtani. We'll find out who's number one. But they have separated themselves, Steve, from the rest of the sport.
Yeah, I think we're looking at arguably the greatest player to ever play the game is Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he does things that we thought Babe Ruth did, but he does it way more than Babe Ruth ever did it. And we've got arguably the best Yankee ever in the history of the organization and franchise. I think it's hard to beat out those two guys.
What about you? You cool with him saying he's the greatest Yankee arguably ever? No rings yet for Aaron Judge.
No rings yet, but he's on his way. I think when you look at his production, what he does year in and year out, I mean, it's hard to go against what Steve's saying based on his production, based on what he's doing in a lineup where every time you talk about, rankings, he's one all the way down the list. Where is it going to fall off? I think that's the thing you watch him year in and year out. He's getting better and better.
Yeah, I said this to a couple of my friends. Baseball has their version of Bird and Magic. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, which dominated every commercial. You remember those two were always tied together. Ohtani and Judge are the greatest, most dynamic duo leading Major League Baseball. You can go back to Mays and Mantle, right? Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and before that, I mean, these two are iconic players, but you could literally bring up the names of Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio. Right, two guys that were fighting each other to be the number one player in the sport. And then the real debate was who was number three. Steve, I really feel like we have that right now.
There's not been a dynamic duo better than Ohtani and Judge. In the history of baseball, we're looking, it's hard when you're in it to understand and have a perspective of it. But looking back, these two guys are better than any combination you could put together of other players in the past. That's where we are today.
Two great players, but only one can be atop our countdown. Find out who that is when we see you in Studio 21. We've been doing this exercise since 2011 when Albert Pujols was the best player on the planet. Then it was Matt Kemp. And Mike Trout took over the list, so Clayton Kershaw injected himself into it. Back to Trout, then Shohei. Hey, welcome Ronald Acuna Jr. But we're down to just two. Is it Judge or Ohtani? Or is it Ohtani and Judge? Shohei Ohtani, the number one player in the world, once again. I can actually hear the eyebrows being raised in the Bronx by so many Yankee fans. Like, really? Seriously? Aaron Judge? Okay, Cliff, explain in a very efficient way why it's Ohtani by a mile.
So when you think about going out there and doing your thing every single day, you think about as a hitter, you think about just, being productive, coming through. But when you do what he did in one day, what we as hitters in one game, this is what we can't do as hitters. So look at the split screen. So you're thinking this is a week, right? So he had 10 punches on the left. I mean, this is wiffle ball stuff. And then he hits 3 solos on the right. Now, like I said, as a hitter, yes, Aaron Judge can do that. But on the left side, Aaron Judge can't do this.
6 scoreless, 10 strikeouts.
This is it. I mean, check swings, uncomfortable at hacks. And he's hopping off the mound with this exuberance. And then you have him going over here to his boys, shaking hands around the pillows. I'm like, come on, bro.
Then that's a playoff game.
Nobody,
against a team that almost won 100 games.
Period.
I mean, listen, it's like science fiction. Like, he's not real.
I'm telling you.
He's not real. In our life, we never thought we'd see anything like this.
We've seen a lot of guys hit. So you go down to the cage, and you're hitting, and then you see switch hitters. And you see those guys go on the left side and the right side. But then he goes down to the bullpen. Does he even go down to the bullpen? Does he even do that?
I will say this. We're watching Ohtani here. As we were going back and forth, and you heard the different voices when we revealed Judge and then Ohtani. We've heard all of the great compliments for Shohei Ohtani. But I heard, I believe, Jake Peavy's voice say that Aaron Judge is going to end up being the greatest Yankee of all time. I was taken aback by that. But you weren't.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I completely agree with them. I mean, look, you look at what Aaron Judge has done. He's arguably the best right-handed hitter to ever play the game. I don't think there's any question about that. You could take a look at a 4-year span for Aaron Judge and look at the comparisons of the guys on the list with him when you start looking at OPS plus. And so, yeah, Barry Bonds, well, we know that maybe that was supplemented in some way. And Babe Ruth in front of him as well. But you got Ted Williams behind you, Mickey Mantle behind you. But here's the thing about Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth had you know, the great season, 714 home runs. Remember, he hit 60 home runs in 1927. He faced 64 pitchers in that season. In 154 games, he faced 64 pitchers. When Maris hit 61, he faced 101 pitchers. Look at where the game is today. Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs. He faced 256 different pitchers in that season. All of them throwing 98, 99, where they didn't do that back then. And think about, even with Babe Ruth in his year, he didn't face some of the best pitchers in the Negro Leagues, so his numbers were enhanced because of that. I'm telling you, Aaron Judge will go down in history as the greatest New York Yankee.
Look at that.
So he's number 2 on this list, but he will be the greatest Yankee in history.
Wow. Didn't Babe Ruth out-homer major league teams in single seasons?
I mean, he faced 64 pitchers in a season. Think about that. You're facing guys 2, 3, 4 times a game.
I know.
And multiple times during the season.
How many times did Babe Ruth have an iPad in the dugout looking at the pitcher?
Stop it.
He didn't need it because he knew the guy that was pitching against him. He had seen him over and over and over
I've never
again.
seen Aaron Judge look at an iPad, to be honest with you.
That's a good point.
I give him his flowers because and I'll say this, if I was a manager and I was going against Aaron Judge, he would never have an at-bat. Like that, because I'm going to always say, who's behind him? Who's behind him?
Cody Bellinger's got to beat me.
Well, that's it. Well, and even when you would look at most times, they're always hitting in front of him. Like Cody Bellinger's going to hit in front of him. Then you're going to have, you know, Juan Soto hit in front of him. He's always protecting this other star. Mm-hmm. And I think when you look at his numbers, I'm saying to myself, somebody else going to have to beat me. And he gets a chance every single night to beat you, and he comes through.
I do think the best way to protect a hitter is by who is in front of him. You need runners on base so that there's no base to put him on. The guy behind him doesn't matter because here's the thing. I'm always going to want to pitch to that guy instead of Aaron Judge. So you need base runners on, and that's what the Yankees need.
Researchers got it right. I mean, it's Ohtani 1, and then it's Judge, right?
It is, yeah. I think the pitching part of it makes a difference.
This man pitches.
You did a great job showing me. You're absolutely right. So, again, not a ton of drama at the top of the list, but I do think we learned a lot in this installment, the final installment of the 2026 edition of the Top 100 Players right now. A recap of what we saw over the past hour. Vladdy moves up a couple spots to 10. Then it's Corbin Carroll. Tarek Skubal-Polsky's not in the top 5. Some of us thought maybe a pitcher should have been in there. Soto, despite almost going 40-40, slides to number 6. Jose Ramirez has never been closer to number 1. 55 spots, Cal Raleigh from last year. Bobby Witt's 3. Then it's Judge and Ohtani. Now, World Championship formula. What am I talking about? What have we learned from doing this list? Find out after the break.
今回も動画をご視聴いただき誠にありがとうございました。今回の内容はいかがでしたでしょうか。もしよろしければチャンネル登録と高評価をしていただけると今後の動画制作の励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。